This hideous shape has the head of a feral elk with jagged teeth and sharp antlers. Its humanoid legs end in blackened, burned stumps. In this episode of Legend Lore, the Wendigo.
Let's take a time to admire one of the creepiest monsters in all of Pathfinder. Black stumps for legs, rotting skin, horned monstrous elk for a head. Now imagine that thing flying towards you at high speeds.
Yuck! No spank you.
Its abilities are the stuff of nightmares as well. Heck, it can even cast the nightmare spell. It can grab you and walk through the air with you, so it'll be like,
I can show you the world, starting every stranded.
And I assure you that is not a position you want to find yourself in ever. Blech.
There's the Wendigo Psychosis, which makes you go crazy, cannibalize someone, and then turns you into Wendigo yourself. And if that's not bad enough, it has telepathy up to a mile away. This thing can talk to you up to a mile away and tell you creepy things like,
Dead fingers stomp, dead fingers whisper, dead fingers claw 1,000,000 eyes.
Okay, I guess that's the thing now. Who's even making these creepy clips anyways?
Pathfinder says they live to toy with their victims for weeks, even making the weather bad for them. Some tribes worship them as gods, but it's ultimately futile, as the Wendigos care not for the worship of others and just view this as easy prey gathering.
But as always, another side, another story, although similar. In D&D 3rd edition,
in this book, the Wendigo has similar abilities, minus the absurd telepathy. And in this book, it's not really a monster, it's just a template.
okay, so it's just a template, but don't let that fool you. You see, it's contained within one of the most broken books in all of 3rd edition, the Fiend Folio, and trust me, that thing was created to destroy players.
Now, even though it's in the Fiend Folio, at the very least, he doesn't look so threatening.
Truly, this is not a post meant to invoke fear. And, you know what, it kind of reminds me of...
Yeah, this. Handsome.
So how do you beat something as powerful and scary as the Wendigo? Simple. Fire. And lots of it. No, seriously, trust me. These things hate fire. Heck, the Pathfinder one has vulnerability to fire. Usually things in Pathfinder don't have vulnerability at all. Obviously that means you deal even more damage with fire. But what about the Wendigo in real life?
The Wendigo originated from stories of the Algonquian peoples. I really hope I'm saying that well. The creature or spirit could either possess characteristics of a human or a monster that had physically transformed from a person, and is usually associated with cannibalism.
So this monster spirit thing was used to name a syndrome, the Wendigo Psychosis syndrome. One of the symptoms is you feel like eating human flesh, you feel like cannibalizing. Ugh. I do hear that it does taste like pig, and I do like bacon. Not condoning it, still disgusting.
Among the Ojibwe, Eastern Cree, West Main Swampy Cree, Naskapi, and Innu, Wendigos were said to be giants many times larger than human beings, a characteristic absent from the Wendigo myth in other Algonquian cultures. Whenever a Wendigo ate another person, it would grow in proportion to the meal it had just eaten, so that it could never be full. Therefore, Wendigos were portrayed as simultaneously gluttonous and emaciated from starvation.
So pick your poison. A human-sized spirit that will hunt your nightmares, or a gigantic spirit that grows with each person it eats. We just can't win, can we? However, a monster this popular has made a lot of appearances in the media.
First of all, and surprisingly, though maybe not surprisingly, the Wendigo is a villain, or rather villains, in Marvel Comics. The Wendigo is not one specific person, but instead a curse that strikes different people over time if they commit acts of cannibalism.
Seriously, will you just stop eating people? It's disgusting. I mean, at least if we would have had a good movie like one of those cannibalistic exploitation films and then have the cannibals turn into Wendigos, that would have been good filmmaking.
However, only one person can become the Wendigo at a time, which has led to one Wendigo being cured if another person was struck with the curse. Their abilities include superhuman strength, stamina, durability, and endurance, enhanced speed, regenerative healing factor, and hardened talents.
Also being very fluffy. And trust me, if they made that guy about yay big, he will be so much more marketable, especially for girls.
Then at some point, the Wendigo curse affected the Hulk, turning him into the Wendy Hulk, and he looks ridiculous.
Wendy Hulk. Wendy Hulk? Really? That's the name you chose to give it? Wendy Hulk? That name would work if Hulk took over the Wendy's restaurants too. And if Hulk turned into a Wendigo, wouldn't that mean that Hulk ate people at some point? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure he's eaten some. Pretty sure people have told me he's eaten some. No, it wouldn't surprise me. Still disgusting. But if you're gonna be eaten by somebody, better be the Hulk. At least it'll go down fast.
The Wendigo movie hasn't done too well either.
And really, is that a surprise to anybody? Do these cryptid movies ever do good? Like at all?
Though, to be fair, critics are divided on it. Now, without going into too many spoilers, it's one of those "is the monster real" movies. In card games, we have the Wendigo, a monster card in Magic the Gathering, and a shape of the Wendigo card, all the way back from Cold Snap. And then there's the Yu-Gi-Oh card that doesn't really resemble the Wendigo at all.
At least in Magic the Gathering, the Wendigo sort of looks like the Wendigo, and its abilities kind of make sense for a Wendigo. The whole issue that it has to keep eating, i.e. beating monsters, to keep getting more powerful, and if it doesn't, it gets weaker. So that's how it gets pluses and minuses. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's a damn little girl with a dolphin thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a little girl. It's weird. I hate Yu-Gi-Oh!
Wendigos can't be left of the video game biz either, appearing in such games as Final Fantasy X, Legend of Dragoon, and of course from the Shin Megami Tensei series, Devil Summoner, Soul Hacker.
Not really a pose that instills fear into the heart of people. However, if you combine both poses, I'm pretty sure you can come up with a pretty nifty dance move. Everybody do the Wendigo.
Though in other Shin Megami Tensei video games, the Wendigo does look creepy enough.
So, the Wendigo. Scary, creepy, hideous, and sometimes fabulous. If you take anything from this video is, please don't cannibalize. It ain't right. Remember, there might always be a Wendigo looking over your shoulder.
On the next episode of Legend Lore, The Inevitables. And remember, if you have a suggestion for a monster you'd like to see featured in Legend Lore, let me know in the comments section below. Until next time, this is ARMR signing off. Remember, rule number 1, always have fun, and share, subscribe, because I command it.
Oh, you surprised us. You so surprised us. But I have seen it. The ant will falter. Right now it's 2-1. My favor.